Burma, also known as Myanmar, is a land of breathtaking beauty, but today it's shrouded in danger. The 2021 coup d'etat plunged the nation into chaos. Forget the idyllic images. The reality is far more grim. The military junta has unleashed a brutal crackdown. From Yangon to Bagan, the threat of violence is impossible to ignore. Landmines litter the countryside. The junta shows no mercy. Arbitrary arrests are commonplace. Even taking a photograph could land you in prison. Burma is a nation on a knife's edge. This is not the time for sightseeing. Your dream vacation could quickly turn into a nightmare. In February 2021, the Burmese military seized control of the country, overthrowing the democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. This coup shattered years of progress towards democracy and plunged Burma into a state of fear and uncertainty. The military junta, known as the Tatmadaw, now rules with an iron fist. The coup triggered widespread protests, met with brutal force by the military. Thousands of innocent civilians have been killed, and many more have been imprisoned. The junta's crackdown on dissent has been swift and merciless, leaving the population living in a climate of fear and oppression. The junta has imposed strict restrictions on freedom of speech, assembly, and the press. Journalists and activists are targeted, and access to information is tightly controlled. Internet blackouts are frequent, making communication with the outside world difficult and unreliable. The military's grip on power is absolute, and their disregard for human rights is appalling. Travelers to Burma must be aware of the political climate and understand the risks involved. The military junta's crackdown on dissent has created a pervasive climate of fear in Burma. Arbitrary arrests and detentions are commonplace, and anyone perceived as a threat to the regime is at risk. Even expressing your opinion or participating in peaceful protests can have dire consequences. Foreigners are not exempt from these risks. The junta has shown a willingness to detain foreigners, including journalists, aid workers, and even tourists. Charges are often trumped up, and due process is non-existent. Prisons in Burma are notoriously overcrowded and lack basic sanitation. The junta has also been accused of using torture and other forms of ill treatment against detainees. Medical care for prisoners is inadequate, and there have been reports of deaths in custody. If you are arrested in Burma, it is crucial to seek consular assistance immediately. However, consular services may be limited, and the junta often denies access to detainees. Navigating the legal system in Burma is complex and fraught with danger. Section 4. Beyond the Battlefield. Healthcare, scams, and daily dangers. The dangers in Burma extend beyond the immediate threat of violence. The country's healthcare system is fragile, and access to quality medical care is limited, especially outside of major cities. Many hospitals lack essential supplies and trained personnel. Emergency services are unreliable, and ambulance services are often unavailable. If you experience a medical emergency in Burma, evacuation to a neighboring country with better healthcare facilities may be necessary, but this can be costly and logistically challenging. Travelers should also be aware of the risk of petty crime, scams, and fraud. The economic downturn following the coup has led to an increase in opportunistic crime. Be cautious of your surroundings and avoid displaying large amounts of cash or expensive jewelry. Transportation infrastructure in Burma is also underdeveloped. Roads are often in poor condition, and travel by road can be slow and dangerous, especially during the rainy season. Domestic flights are available, but subject to delays and cancellations. Is Burma safe for tourists right now? Given the current situation, travelers should reconsider visiting Burma. The military junta's crackdown, civil war, and landmines make it dangerous. The junta's disregard for human rights and targeting of foreigners is alarming. Lack of health care and emergency services adds to the risks. Consider safer Southeast Asian destinations for travel.